What's up, everyone? It's your girl Nita Flying High, and you're tuned in to another one. Now, here's the truth on what I saw between Indiana Fever and Chicago Sky. Now, they weren't the first team I was introduced to in the realm, but they are going to be the first team I talk about because clearly the two teams are not even comparable. They're not even comparable. Not even compare. I was looking at Chicago's shooters. I'm like, Chicago, where your shooters at, fam? You got Twin Towers, but no shooters. Like, I don't know. They need a life support, Chicago. Angel Reese, and what's that girl's name? Camila Cardoso? What's her name? I'm like the Twin Towers. I mean, where's the point guards for Chicago? I'm like, come on. This match. Let me just tell you, based upon observations, Indiana are in sync with each other. Not only did Clark have options when it came to Howard and Boston, she also had Mitchell. First of all her players around her were way better than Angel Reese's players around her. At the end of the day, you can't compare Indiana to Chicago because Chicago don't have the pieces Indiana have. And if we're gonna talk about Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, they're two different archetypes. So there are two different archetypes, and you need different players around them to match them. You see, Indiana have that. Angel Reese don't got that. She up here bringing up the ball, and I'm just like, damn, Chicago, this is not gonna be it. You see the scoreline? It is what it is. Their teams are not comparable because Angel don't got the players around her like Caitlin Clark does. It is what it is. She got Leo Boston. She was splashing them in consistently. Let me shout out to Howard. Howard was beasting and feasting. Everyone was in sync doing those little cutbacks, passes. It was just too easy. It was too easy. I mean, me as an observer, I'm just like, bro, this is not even a contest, bro. The teams are totally different. And like I said, you can't. If Angel don't got players around here like Caitlin does, it's going to be very difficult. It's going to be very difficult. Like I said, it wasn't the first team I was introduced to, but it's the first team I'm gonna recap. Listen, Chicago need help, aka they need better players. And I just saw Baltimore put another goal in for Chelsea. It's 3-0 in the final. Are we surprised? Not really. But I also wanted to give some love to DeWanna Bonner. She is now she has the third most points in the WNBA, which is nice. Like I said, me being introduced to these archetypes, to these women that have been dominating the WNBA, it's an honor to come across y'all and actually finally tune in to the W. And yeah, she didn't really have a great game, quote unquote. She did a couple things, but I mean, look, you don't really need to do too much when you got other people around you. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, she already a GOAT. And so, hey, look, shout out to DeWanna Bonner. Third points all time in WNBA. Hey, that's a legend right there. And Angel Reese, she did what she did. A double-double, bro. 12 points, 17 rebounds is wild work, bro. Open up the door. I mean, she did as best as she could, Angel. I mean, it is what it is, bro. She needs help. She needs shooters. She needs a point guard. It is what it is. Chicago, please help Angel. And y'all got a twin tower package. Y'all need an actual point guard that's gonna help facilitate and set up these two, bro. Like, I'm just being realistic. 12 points, 17 rebounds. Angel Reese was the player again for Chicago, so shout out to her. Now, this was actually the first game I tuned into because they were the first one on Ion, right? Now, I ain't know nothing about this. Dallas Wings and Minnesota Lynx. Minnesota Lynx had went to the finals, lost to New York Liberty, and Dallas Wings. When I went on their Twitter, I went on both of their Twitters, and I was like, oh, hold on. Dallas Wings is the only WNBA team in Texas. So I had to be like, all right, I found my team. Similar to Houston Dash, look, we are the only team in Texas. I gotta back Dallas. So Dallas is my team. I had made it self-proclaimed a couple days ago on a live stream. I had chosen Dallas as my football club. I've chosen Dallas as my basketball team to get behind. They got some archetypes, of course. I still need to get to know them. You may know they got that girl Paige Bookers. She's pretty good physique, and she looks like she's gonna be a scorer. Hopefully, and like I said, I'm still new to Dallas when it comes to who else they got on their team. All right, but shout out to Dallas. Couldn't get it done against the champions. Okay, let me talk about Minnesota Lynx though. They got the Defensive Player of the Year, Colliner. So shit. Hey, look, it's hard. It's hard to pull up on a team. It's hard to pull up on a team that got a defensive MVP. Okay, it's really difficult, especially opening. Come on now. Defense carries and anchors a lot of energy. And it was a sort of kind of close game based upon the scoreline, you know what I'm saying? So shout out to Dallas. Even though, y'all didn't win, I did become a fan of y'all's, So I can't wait to see more of y'all's players. And plus they got a new coach, so I'm fresh in. A lot of teams got new coaches, so that's kind of good. I'm fresh in on the new coaches. So I feel like I chose the right team because Dallas is in Texas. And they got a new coach, so new energies. I have the ability to get to know the players and the new coach's philosophy all at one time. You know what I'm saying? Now, this is the game I was able to tune into. Golden State Valkyrie and Los Angeles Sparks. And it was a very good game. Kelsey Plum went off, like she came off the bench, and I was like, "Damn, hold on, isn't this Hamby right here?" We did a whole article on her. She had to sue the Vegas Aces type shit. And the WNBA, because they was doing her dirty. And like I said, it's so funny now that Kelsey Plum is now one of her teammates, right? They were teammates with Vegas. Now she over here. But anyways, look. They put up, Kelsey Plum dropped 37. She was on fire. Let's be real. I know y'all be like, oh my God, Caitlin. Hey, I know y'all fan. Y'all, look, it is what it is. Y'all can support whoever the fuck y'all want. But yeah, Kelsey Plum, she dropped it. She was up there. I was hyped. I enjoyed watching her play in LA. Y'all cool. And a lot of good energy from the Valkyrie. They got this little Belgium girl. I was like, okay, it was good to see some international talent, you know what I'm saying? The W type shit. I know they got international players, obviously, but it's kind of different, when they see them in basketball, even though it's the same in football, you know what I mean? But whatever. Shout out to the Aces. The Los Angeles Sparks, they actually played today as well. So we're going to see. Is Kelsey Plum going to keep it hot? You know what I'm saying? I don't sold Vegas. That was a loss. Y'all sold her in a trade. Y'all tripping. I would have kept her. I'm just saying. But hey, look, they already had one. So hey, it is what it is. Shout out to them. Yeah, right here, like I said, New York Liberty beat the Aces. The Liberty were the champions last year, right? This is Jones, right? Yeah, she was beasting and feasting in this game, holding it down. Angel Wilson, she did her best. She dropped 30-something to keep Aces involved, but everyone was playing well in that game. Let me tell you about, what was her name? Number 9? Cloud9. She was carrying Liberty. When Sabrina was off in that game, Cloud9, she was feasted, and apparently it was her first year at Liberty. And yeah, she had the energy, y'all. She was a great archetype, moving around, facilitating, doing the scrappy defensive plays. She really helped Liberty keep that energy up in the stadium. And like I said, Aces were doing their best to get Aja involved. Also, I liked, they have Chelsea Gray. And honestly, I really like the Aces, but they got scandals. It makes it kind of salty. But I do Aces, first of all, before they were Aces, they were the San Antonio Silver Stars. Let's remind y'all of that. But yeah, they were my team. But the scandals, I had to little detached type shit. But we did get to see some good things. But for me, it was Natasha Cloud and this girl that really carried the Liberty to victory. You know what I'm saying? All right, well, we're going to wrap it up here. Angel Wilson, she gets a lot of hate because she's a Leo goddess. It is what it is. She can't help but shine. And did y'all see her commercial? Anyways, 6th player in the WNBA to reach 100 career double-doubles. That's world class. That's phenomenal. There's not even been 10 people. Look, shout out to Angel Wilson. She is last year's MVP. And like I said, this is my first introduction to the W tip-off. and super pumped.